loyal travelers of deep well, and our guests who are taking their first steps onto the shadowed paths of history. Welcome, all of you. Welcome once more to the gathering of those ancient stories that time has covered with sand, tried to make us forget, yet whose whispers can still be heard. Today I will take you to a misty October morning in the year 1347, to the harbour of Messina in Sicily. On the horizon, 12 ships are slowly approaching. Corpses hang from the sides of the ships. The wind carries a fear mixed with the scent of the salty sea. The surviving sailors whisper in terror, "Death has come with the ships." Within a few weeks, thousands of people are dying. Apple-sized swellings in their groins, black spots covering their bodies, a bloody cough. No one knows what it is. No one can find a cure. This was one of the most devastating plagues history has ever recorded. History books called it the Black Death, but those who lived through it named it the Walking Death, the Great Calamity, or the Wrath of God. If you are ready, light the torches. We are descending into the darkness, into the darkest yet most transformative period in history. This death had come from the distant steppes of Asia, a bacterium that emerged from the Tian Shan mountains of Kyrgyzstan, carried toward Europe on the backs of fleas and rats. DNA fragments extracted from the graves in those mountains in the years 1338 and 1339 were linked to modern rodent reservoirs. In the year 1346, Jani Beg, Khan of the Golden Horde, laid siege to the port of Kaffa. Infected corpses were hurled over the walls by catapult. The Genoese merchants fled. Aboard their ships they reached Constantinople, and from there, Sicily. In 1348, it leapt to Italy, France, Spain, and England. In 1349, it spread across Germany, Scandinavia, and the Baltic lands. By 1351, it had swallowed almost all of Europe. Along the trade routes, rivers, and roads, it advanced with the speed of lightning. When fleas, rats, and human-to-human transmission through the pneumonic form combined, the catastrophe became inevitable. The Middle East and North Africa were also dealt a heavy blow. This death had 3 different faces. Sometimes it arrived with apple-sized swellings in the groin, under the arms, or on the neck. Sometimes it struck the lungs, cutting off the breath with bloody sputum, and sometimes it spread through the blood, turning the skin purple within hours and killing through internal hemorrhage. Untreated, the bubonic form killed between 50 and 80% of its victims. The other forms claimed nearly 100%. The incubation period lasted 2 to 6 days, and death usually came within 2 to 7 days. The streets filled with corpses, families abandoned one another, no one could perform funeral rites. In Florence, half the population vanished within 4 months. Similar scenes unfolded in cities like London, Paris, and Hamburg. Between 30 and 60% of Europe's population was wiped out in just 4 years. But death did not only destroy bodies, it tore societies apart as well. Labor shortages appeared, wages rose, and serfs gained their freedom. The feudal order was shaken, abandoned villages, empty fields. Religious interpretations dominated. It was called the Wrath of God. Flagellants whipped themselves in the streets. Processions of penitents marched across Europe. The darkest reaction of all was the search for scapegoats. Jews were accused of poisoning the wells. Pogroms erupted. Thousands of Jews were killed or burned. The idea of quarantine was born. Venice and Ragusa enforced 40 days of isolation. With this, the foundations of modern public health were laid. Wars were postponed, trade came to a halt. The Black Death brought not only disease, but also fear, prejudice, and transformation. The Black Death also transformed art. The danse macabre was born, that dark motif of skeletons dancing with the living. Kings and peasants were placed on the same scale. Before death, everyone was equal. Boccaccio wrote the Decameron. 10 young Florentines fled the plague and told stories in a country villa. It became a symbol of both tragedy and the resilience of humanity. Art grew darker, more focused on death. But after this catastrophe, a new Europe was born. Labor shortages drove wages higher. Serfs gained their freedom. Population recovery took centuries. Yet for the survivors, new opportunities arose. Today we know Yersinia pestis. It was discovered in 1894. it can be treated with antibiotics, but in the 14th century, this knowledge did not exist. There was only fear, prayer, and helplessness. The Black Death was one of the most powerful lessons of humanity's fragility and resilience. In the 14th century, there was no knowledge, only fear and helplessness prevailed. Yet from that darkness, a new order was born. Deep well travelers, in today's world where we believe we know everything, could a catastrophe as devastating as the Black Death still reshape us? Or are we merely distant spectators of that great darkness? Please share your thoughts in the comments. I carefully read and try to reply to every comment and criticism. Thank you. This caravan does not stop here. Our journey continues into the deepest, darkest, and most transformative depths of history. If in this video you felt the cold darkness of the plague, if the weight of death settled heavily upon your shoulders, press the like button and carry water for our caravan. Write your thoughts in the comments, for every voice holds value in this council. And if you have not yet joined us, press subscribe and become part of the Deep Well family. History is not merely told, it is felt. Until we meet again in the next story that shines within the darkness, farewell.